Hey guys, I am excited to talk to you about one of my favorite things in the whole entire world, and that's coffee. So I am going to actually take you guys on a little bit of a tour with me, and I'm going to show you where the magic happens in my kitchen. And the biggest thing, and I'm going to tell you why I'm doing this, the biggest struggle, one of the biggest struggles that my clients have, and some of the clients that are in this group or past groups, is, oh, I want my coffee. What do I do with my coffee? How do I make it to stay healthy? And I'll tell you, if you do the research, and I am going to tell you that I'm like the biggest advocate for coffee, coffee is not going to kill you. It's not the coffee that is hurting you. It's what you're putting in the coffee that is the maker and breaker, because most times it's way too much cream and a whole hell of a lot of sugar. So I'm going to give you some options. Hi guys. I just saw some weird notification here, so I didn't know what that was. I'm going to show you some options that will work across the spectrum, like whatever your nutrition is at right now. I mean, there's going to be some different options that I'm going to give you. And just like your nutrition, the coffee is not a one size fits all thing. Hey Diane, it's not a one size fits all thing, and you should make it to fit you according to what your nutrition goals and your health goals are. So I'm going to kind of try to explain that as I go along, but I want to give you some options that you have options, so you don't have to say, oh, like, I'm going to cut out coffee completely and then you're going to die, and or you're going to want to kill everybody around you if you're like me. I still have my coffee every day. Like, coffee is the nectar of the gods, and in my world, you can have your cake and eat it too. So I'm going to run you through some things, and then I'm going to take you out to my kitchen where the magic happens and explain some things to you. So right out the gate, if you're following the container system, which I'm sure a lot of you are, you can get options depending on the meal plan. Every meal plan is different, and some will allow it this and some won't. But like unsweetened nut milks, like almond milk, hemp milk, rice milk, which really isn't a nut milk, coconut milk, cashew milk, stuff like that. The unsweetened varieties, if you are only doing like 1 to 2 tablespoons of that, that's nothing. Like, it is like, it virtually isn't really enough calories or any macronutrient to count. Okay, so that can be a freebie, right? Another thing that you can use, and I'm going to recommend that you try it before you say, ooh, that's disgusting. But if you want to try an alternative that is like off the chain awesome, and this was my first switch was with this. When I wanted to get away from dairy, and I wanted to get away from, just from putting so much of the crap coffee creamers, like the non-dairy, like those, what are they called? International Foods or whatever, like those non-dairy creamers that you get that are in 1,000 different flavors. I wanted to get away from that, and I didn't know what to put in my coffee. So anyways, to make a long story short, I started using coconut oil. So here's where I'm going to flip over and take you out to my kitchen. So hang tight. We're going to walk. We're walking and talking at the same time. I have my list so I don't lose track of what I want to say here. So coconut oil. Hi, Allie and Amanda. Hey, guys. Coconut oil, the best bang for your buck is this one from Costco. And it's a giant tub. And it is solid. It's solid now. All summer it was like a clear jar of clear liquid, and it looks like this. It's a solid, and when you put it in your coffee, it melts. And now, so You might be thinking, okay, coconut oil in my coffee, it's disgusting. It's not disgusting. You don't actually take the coconut oil, put it in your coffee and stir it around and drink it, because what you are left with, or what you have with that situation, is you have black coffee with a skim of coconut oil floating on the top, and it's friggin' disgusting. And that is not what coconut oil in coffee is meant to be. So this is what I do. I have my coffee station set up here, and I have a glass jar. So I'm not making coffee right now, otherwise I'd show you. I just had some. I brew my coffee, I brew my Keurig, or you can pour coffee, like hot coffee, into your jar, or a blender. Brew my coffee right in there, add my coconut, 1 teaspoon. So 1 teaspoon, if you're following the container system, 1 teaspoon coconut oil, put it in. Then from there, I take my hand blender, blend it up for 30 seconds. And then what you get, if I was smart, I would have brewed coffee to show you, but I totally didn't. From there, you get coffee that is emulsified, and it is creamy, and it's like a latte. And from there, you can add things like, you can add drops of stevia. Okay, I use this brand. It is called Sweet Drops by Sweet Leaf. This one's vanilla cream. I like this one because it's the most versatile in flavor. It can go in anything. And if you like sweet coffee, I don't actually put this in with this specific blend, but you can put this in. So two to 3 drops, 2 to 4 drops of this. If you desperately need the sweet, this will help, and this will be a better option. So 30 seconds, blend it in a container like this with your stick blender, or in your, if you've got a Vitamix, or if you've got like a Ninja, like anything like that. But you have to blend it to emulsify it. And I swear it'll be like creamy and delicious, and it's awesome. And don't rule it out. Like, if you've never tried it, don't rule it out. And don't say that you don't like it right out the gate. Give yourself some time. And like I said, try things like adding stevia or adding some cinnamon to it as well. And it'll slowly transition you over to getting away from dairy, or getting away from those crap chemical concoction coffee creamers. That is the biggest downfall, right? It's the biggest downfall, is what you put in your coffee. And this is a really fantastic option. And I'll tell you, if this is your first time, like if this is your first kick at the can to finding healthier options, right away I'm going to tell you, you're not always going to love the flavor of things. And, you know, I had made this post the other day about, on my personal, my business page. And, you know, your body is so used to eating other things and drinking other things that it takes a while for your body to transition over to liking the taste of healthy things. So your brain might be saying, this is nasty, this is disgusting. I assure you it's not. But you might not love it, because you might be going into this expecting that it's going to taste like coffee with like a whole crap ton of creamer and sugar in it, but it doesn't. But once you switch the mentality of, this is really good fuel for my body, and it makes it easier to make that decision to make the healthier choice, because this is all about choices. This is about choices. This whole journey is about choices. Now I'm preaching, so I'm going to get back to what's at hand. Now, there are some other options. You know, we've got the nut-based milks. Okay, I gave you a first option. There's also, in the refrigerated section of your grocery store, like where the natural foods are, there's also nut-based creamers, coffee creamers. They're in little small boxes. Personally, I dislike all of them. I'm not saying you won't, but for me, I tried it and I didn't like any of them, because I was expecting them to be like super creamy and really have like kind of like an impactful flavor. And for me, I didn't try any that I really loved. So I'm like, no. And that was before I found coconut oil. So coconut oil is still my go-to, right? So you've got those nut-based creamers. Now, like I said, there is also, as far as sweeteners go, if you want to get away from like refined white sugar, think about honey. Think about even coconut sugar if you have to, or maple syrup. Those are some good options. And try to like get away from the sweeteners too, because you know, once you gradually reduce down, you'll find that you don't need those sweeteners in there. Like I remember when I first started eliminating sugar from my coffee, I didn't do it all at once. I just kind of like, I used to take 2 teaspoons of sugar in my coffee, and that's kind of disgusting when I think about it. And like 2 heaping teaspoons, right? That's a lot of sugar. And I gradually transitioned down, like maybe 1.5 and then to 1, and then just like kind of made my way out of the sugar altogether. And so it's been a journey. Like this hasn't been something that happened overnight. And for you, maybe it won't either, right? Think about adding cinnamon. Cinnamon is great because you've got like that little kind of latte, especially where it's fall now. You know, everybody wants the pumpkin spice. You can add in that spice. There is something that you can add in. It's called cacao butter, and I just have I have a bit of a story on that, but I'm going to show you this. It's cacao butter, and it's super creamy. I just started using this as well. You get it in the natural food aisle, or if you're in Canada, you can find it at the Bulk Barn, Nutters. And this is so good. It smells like, when you open the bag, it smells like white chocolate because it is from the cocoa bean, right? And what it looks like is this. It's kind of crazy, but I love it. It's like giant. It's like this big, it looks like a big blob of white chocolate, and the whole bag is like big chunks. And so what I do is I put it on my chopping board, my cutting board, and I like chop it up super fine. Then I put it in a little container and I scoop out what I need. So you can add like a teaspoon of that for one of your healthy fats and whiz it up in your blender. Once again, it's all about blending and emulsifying, and you'll get that creaminess that you are looking for. For me, that's what I like. I really needed that creaminess. So cacao butter. Another thing too, which I've just tried, and this is a new one for me, is collagen. And this is from the Bulletproof brand. It's not cheap, I'll let you know, it's not cheap, but this also can add a creaminess to your coffee. All right. What else do I have here? Yeah, okay. So, hang on, I'm coming back. You can add the cream from the top of a can of coconut milk, and this is like the full fat variety here. So how to get the cream is, sometimes if you have your food stored in a really cool spot, you can open the can and it'll be already at the top. But sometimes you need to refrigerate it, so you would put your can in the fridge, and what will happen is that cream will rise to the top, and then when you open your can, you will have that cream on the top, and you can add that into your coffee. That will also count as a healthy fat. And if you love, like if you're obsessed with coconut like I am, I'm totally freaking obsessed with coconut, you can really enjoy this one because it's like super flavorful, like that awesome coconutty flavor. Okay, so coconut cream. You can also buy just cans of coconut cream. I think it's in the aisle. Oh my gosh, I think it's in the aisle. This is with the like the drink mixes and stuff, like for alcoholic beverages, I'm pretty sure. So check there. But this is like super cheap. It's like $1 something a can, and it lasts quite a while if it's just you drinking it. Another thing that you can do with this is, and I haven't actually done it, but I have friends that have done it and they're like, this is so good. So it's on my to-do list, is you can take that cream and you can whip it like whipping cream. So you've got that if you're into like the lattes and stuff like that, you'll get that whole effect. So these are some things that I do. And for me personally, I started out just like a lot of you guys. I started out like using my teaspoons, using my coconut oil. And there are versions of coconut oil as well. Like if you want to kind of like up your level of coconut oil, you can use something called MCT oil, which is this. Also blend, you have to blend to emulsify, okay? And this is a wicked option because it's like how coconut oil, if you compare MCT oil to coconut oil, MCT oil is a derivative of the coconut, but it's like coconut oil is like regular gas. MCT oil is like jet fuel. So it like gives you that much more energy and it's fantastic for your body and what it does. MCT stands for medium chain triglycerides. It might sound like hoo-ha. If you need to know more about it, just Google it. It'll give you like a couple sentences of a breakdown and it'll explain why it's really good for your body. Now, going up again, like the highest level of MCT is this one. It's called Brain Octane by Bulletproof brand. And I love this. I noticed a huge difference switching from this to this, okay? So, now, these are lots of options, right? Is your head blowing off your shoulders yet? I hope not. I want you to ask me questions if you have any. Whatever your nutrition style is, you can find something to fit it. I do high fat, low carb. So I have a combination of these together in something called a bulletproof coffee. And that is another aspect of nutrition. There's also a rocket fuel latte, which I'm also doing right now. And I love that. But these are variations. These are healthy fats. We need healthy fat in our body. That's why the whole coconut oil, MCT oil is so awesome. It does incredible things for our body. And to be honest, like when I first started adding healthy fats in, I was terrified because it was the whole mentality of, oh my God, fat is going to make me fat. It's the complete opposite. Your body needs healthy fat and fat is fuel. It's like a really good fuel for your body and it's not going to make you fat. It is the opposite. You feel satiated, like you feel like, okay, I'm good, right? Because you're satisfied. You're satisfied. And that's why I love anything coconut in my coffee. So just to recap here, or to give you maybe another option, if you desperately need that whole coffee creamer thing, there are some really good options on Pinterest. I don't do like a homemade coffee creamer, but there are some healthy options. If you just search homemade coffee creamer, like healthy homemade coffee creamer, there's a ton of ideas on Pinterest. Just go look, do the work, be proactive. And if you don't understand something about it, maybe just come back here and comment on this video or ask your coach or ask me. Hell, I'll tell you like anything you want to know about all the things coffee because that's my jam. So I hope these were some good ideas for you. Don't feel like because you are on this diet, it's not a diet to begin with, it's a nutrition lifestyle and you have to look at it as, okay, I'm doing this today and then in 3 months I'm also going to be doing it, right? So you want to be finding something that's sustainable from today forward to like 3 months to 3 years. Like, can you do this and maintain it for life? For me, this is maintainable. Like, this is doable. I've been doing this for a long time and I'm not sick of it yet. Like, I love this. So ask the questions, understand what it is, that you need to do to get you where you want to go. Okay. So if you have questions about all things coffee, just ask. And I hope I helped you out and gave you some ideas how to have your coffee, aka cake, have your coffee and, drink it too. So have a fantastic day. Chat soon, guys. Bye.